So I know a lot of folks in here talking and chatting. We want to get your attention just real quick as we celebrate CIAA basketball coming back to Baltimore in 2023. So Al Hutchinson, Visit Baltimore. We're very excited about this partnership. This night is really about the city of Baltimore, Bowie State University, sort of celebrating the kickoff of this great men's and women's basketball tournament. And so I want to just say to you quickly that this tournament just happened in February of 2022. It seems like a long time ago, Kamish, but it happened, and now we're getting ready for 2023. But I do want to give some quick shout outs because this didn't just happen. And there's some people in this room who helped us to make it happen. And back in 2018, I know Mayor Pugh is here. She sort of helped us to bring this tournament here. Her vision helped us to do it, although she didn't believe me at first, so that's full disclosure. And we convinced her, Zach and I, to make this happen. And then in 2018, when we went down to Charlotte, I know Mayor Jack Young is in the audience. And Mayor Young went down with us on the bid presentation. He almost screwed it up for us, but he was a part of the team, so we're glad he was there with us. And now Mayor Scott has been the person who's really helped us bring it across the finish line. And this past year, having live basketball, we are very excited about it. I think one thing about the CIAA, it brings community together. So this is really about celebrating the state of Maryland, celebrating Baltimore City, celebrating Bowie State University, who's our host institution, and really celebrating all of you all in this room that represent a number of different communities. And we're very appreciative to everybody's work to make sure CIAA shine here in Baltimore. And also want to give a shout out to our police commissioner, because Police Commissioner Harrison and his team were extremely successful with this event. And the commission went down with us to Charlotte. His team went with us, took the playbook away from Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, brought it back to Baltimore, and we had 0 incidents of any problems last year in the tournament. So we're excited. We're excited about where we continue to go with this tournament. I will tell you that now in 2023, we will be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the commissioner, Jackie McWilliams, 10 years with the CIAA. The commissioner knows I think she's one of the greatest leaders going. You'll hear from her later. But this is a partnership. Baltimore City, State of Maryland, CIAA. That's the way we do it. And last thing I'll say before I bring up our first speaker is that this is about men's and women's basketball. It's about student athletes. It's about Black excellence. It's about supporting small businesses, supporting establishments like Lexington Market, but it's also about giving back to these 12 institutions. So last year, we were proud as Baltimore City, the state of Maryland, and local contributors, we were able to provide a scholarship check of $800,000 to the CIAA. So at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. It's about investing in these schools. It's about investing in these young folks so we can continue a legacy of the contributions that the oldest African-American athletic conference in this country does great work. So basketball is the backdrop, but it's bigger than that. Student athletes, we want to invest in them so they can go out and do great things here in Maryland, Baltimore, and around the country. So I'm very proud of that. And so tonight, this could not have happened, CIAA, without the support of the state. And day one, we talked to the governor's office about investing in the tournament. The lieutenant governor, Board Rutherford, was a supporter day one. And the lieutenant governor has been with us day one on this journey. He's been a part of this, and we're excited. We could not have done it without the state of Maryland. And keeping in mind, the state reaps a lot of financial benefits from this tournament. So this time I want to bring up the LG, I think he's here somewhere, and Lieutenant Governor Rutherford. Please join me in welcoming the Lieutenant Governor.
Well, thank you, Al. It's great to be here and great to see the CIAA coming back to Baltimore. As was mentioned, the state gets a lot of benefit from this, but of course through the city, you know, tax dollars. Let me say, when folks come in, they spend money, it creates tax dollars, it creates churn, people are working. Our businesses are able to, you know, sell their wares. I've talked to a couple of restaurateurs that last year they saw their business skyrocket just in that period of time. So this is extremely positive. Also, personally, as a graduate of an HBCU, not in the CIAA, but in the MEAC, but and we play Morgan this weekend, so go Bison. Yeah, but in any event, it is personally gratifying to have the CIAA here in Maryland. And I want to thank Al for all the work that he's done. Of course, Bowie State, our host school, I'm glad to see, you know, the president, the great president, Bro, from Bowie State University. Madam Commissioner, thank you. Thank you for bringing it here to our state, our city. And so I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to a great tournament that comes up. Last year was wonderful. You know, playing before packed houses, and it was, you know, quite enjoyable. And please, you know, participate and tell your friends from out of town to come and join us in Baltimore. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lieutenant Governor. And so again, the state was a really, really big player in making this happen. From a city standpoint, this could not have happened without the city's commitment as well. And Mayor Scott, who I mentioned, I'd love for the mayor to come forward and address this group, because this was a big ask from the city of Baltimore, not only financially, but the city agencies really had to step up to make sure all of us were coordinated. And that had to be done with great leadership. So, Mayor Scott.
All right. Thank you, Al. Good evening, everyone. Is this the CIAA kickoff reception? Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here. As everyone already knows, I am a huge sports fan, but I love nothing more than the sport of basketball. So I am thrilled to be here as we are participating in the tip-off for the 2023 CIAA men's and women's basketball tournament. This past February, we all saw what the CIAA in Baltimore and how incredible it can be. With a total economic impact of $19.6 million, 60 days, we can clap for that. 66,000 attendees at the tournament, and we only know that that's only going to get bigger and better and blacker and more Baltimore in 2023, 2024, and 2025. Not only that, we're on track to host this year's tournament in the newly renovated and newly named CFG Bank Arena. And we're coming live from the newly renovated Lexington Market tonight. And we're going to keep showing the world that Baltimore and the CIAA go together like Obey and Crabs. And as you know, I always say, we put Obey on everything in Baltimore. And while highlighting throughout that time our commitment to Black excellence, I want to thank Visit Baltimore, I want to thank Mayor Young, I want to thank everybody in every single city agency for the work to show the CIAA that there is no better city to host, without a doubt, with this question, one of the nation's most important, most historic, and the most anticipated Black basketball culture event tournament there is. And I want to offer a special thanks to CIAA Commissioner Jackie McWilliams, Madam Commissioner, for believing in Baltimore, for betting on Baltimore, and helping us share the story of our renaissance with a very loyal CIAA fan base. Let's give it up for the Commissioner. The commissioner found out how true I was to basketball last year when she challenged me to a three-point contest. And Al and Zach said, well, you gotta let the commissioner win. I said, I don't let my mama win in a sports contest with me. So the commissioner gonna get these buckets. But with the renovations taking place at the CFT Bank Arena, the great restaurants and cultural attractions here, as well as our hotels, we know Baltimore is more than ready to once again welcome the CIAA and show you why we are called Charm City, creating a new legacy of memories, a lifetime of fondness of how we can have this blackety-black tournament in a blackety-black city. Be safe, have fun, be amongst each other, and love each other, and show us, and show the young people, most importantly, what Black excellence is all about. Thank you, everyone, and I can't wait to see y'all courtside at the tournament.
So thank you, Mayor Scott. And let me just say this. Mayor mentioned this tournament this past year in Baltimore is $19.6 million in economic impact. However, I really want to be clear. The first year for the tournament in Charlotte, North Carolina, it was only $15 million in economic impact. So we really showed Charlotte how to do basketball. And what I'm asking everybody in this room, because I know how it goes, we live in Baltimore, we get sort of sophisticated, we live up north. We need to go back and tell our southern family they need to come to Baltimore to this tournament. Bring them up here. They're not going to disappear. They're going to have a good time. We want them to come up here and spend some money and enjoy CIAA basketball. So with that, this could not happen without our host, which is Bowie State University, and the great Bowie State University. So at this time, we'd love for the president of Bowie, Dr. Bro, Madam President, to come forward and offer her greeting. Dr. Bro.
Thank you so much, Charm City. It is great to be here in Charm City tonight, and just know we are just so thrilled to be getting underway, to be able to kick this off tonight. And as it was said, this is a party, right? All right, let's get it started in here. I'm joined by some amazing individuals. You've already seen some. And the reason why I get so excited each and every day when I get up in the morning and I see these excellent, excellent students on the campus, could you give it up again for the Bowie State University that house required? And thank you, Al, so much, Mr. Mayor, to all of you here tonight, those who got us started on the way, Catherine Pugh, Jack Young, and so many other elected officials. Thank you for your support. It was said earlier that, yes, we saw Portside, a lot of excitement from our mayor and also from the lieutenant governor, who spent, I don't know how many hours there cheering on all of our teams. So please give it up for them once again. I especially want to acknowledge some of our BSU folks who are in the house tonight. You know, a president cannot run a university on her own, and here we have members of the faculty, staff, students, and also members of our volunteer boards. Where are you in the audience? BSU! That's what I like to hear. Thanks for coming out here tonight. Joining us here tonight, I do want to just recognize once again so many members of the President's Cabinet. Where are you in the House? Please raise your hands. This is the senior leadership team of BSU. And I especially want to recognize my fellow Bulldogs who are here, so many from the BSU NAA Alumni Association and the Foundation Board. Where are you in the House? Please raise your hand. And then leading the way each and every day with our athletic teams are Mr. Clyde Dowdy, who is the Vice President for Athletics and Recreation. Mr. Dowdy, where are you over here? And of course, our coaches, Mr. Darrell Brooks and Coach Sade Swan. Please give it up and give them a round of applause. You know, we're so excited to be kicking this off. Last year was a phenomenal year, as it's already been said. The CIAA basketball tournament began in Washington, D.C. over 75 years ago and remained in our nation's capital for 6 years before moving to Charm City for 1 year in 1952. Today, we are excited to celebrate the rich history of basketball here by bringing the tournament back once again to Charm City. And after hosting a successful in-person event, after all that we've been through, we brought it back here. And as you heard, raised so much for the economic development across the region. Over $19 million. Did you all hear that? All right, get excited. Our basketball teams and coaches have been hard at work on the court and in the classroom. We know our student athletes play an integral role in inspiring and leading their fellow students and instilling a sense of school spirit across our campuses. We wish them continued success as they prepare to compete in the upcoming tournament. As the chair of the board of directors of the CIAA, I also want to extend my most sincere gratitude to all of our partners and all who are supporting this tournament for not only adding to the student-athlete experience, but for continuing to provide the funds and scholarships so needed to support our students in their academic and professional futures. We are excited to celebrate our universities, our 12-member institutions, and I'm truly honored to stand before you to speak on their behalf and to let you know how excited we are for our campuses and to welcome our alumni from across the nation, around the world. So, February 21st through the 25th, are we ready to get underway and tip this off? Thank you all for coming out tonight, and know that there's going to be a lot of HBCU love in Royal Farm Arena. We are looking forward to spreading the love around among all of you and across our HBCU 12-member institutions and around the nation. Come on out, cheer on our teams for the CIAA. Commissioner, thank you for leading the way. We're going to celebrate that anniversary, and we're going to have some special times out there. Are you with me? CIAA. Let's have a great time.
If you are driving a blue Cadillac tagged APA0278 with Maryland tags, we need you to move your vehicle. You have the Lieutenant Governor blocked in once again. Blue Cadillac, Maryland tag APA0278, Maryland tag, blue Cadillac, we need you to move your vehicle. Thank you.
All right. Zach, will you go move that Cadillac, please? I'm entering Davis territory now, but I do want to recognize some of our elected officials that's in the room. So, Comptroller Henry, Senator Hayes, Delegate-elect Young, Delegate-elect Addison, Delegate-elect Edelson, and I did see Councilman Stokes here. I don't know if he's still here or not, but join me in just thanking all of our elected officials for joining us. So at this time, another great supporter, day one of the CIAA tournament, was our president of our city council, Nick Mosby. Nick's been with us day one, very supportive, understands the importance of this tournament in Baltimore. So I want to welcome President Mosby to the podium.
Y'all remember that from Def Jam? Folks, we told the world, particularly the HBCU world, that Baltimore City was ready for the CIAA tournament, didn't we? And it was right. We heard the $20 million in revenue, but also the creation of almost 1,200 full-time and part-time jobs in our city, the close to $2 million in tax revenue for the state and the city of Baltimore. That's the bricks and mortar of this building associated with the CIAA and mixing with the city of Baltimore. But the intrinsic value, the residual effect of bringing the CIAA tournament, the historic CIAA tournament, to an amazing city like Baltimore is unmatched. And that's exactly what we saw coming out of the pandemic. So it was great that we saw the numbers of 66,000 last year, but folks, I went to my homecoming at Tuskegee University, and everybody's coming home. So I can't wait to see the numbers, Brandon, of when folks pour into the city, stay in our city, eat in our city, breathe the culture of our city. I can remember talking to Al, talking to Zach, talking to Brandon, and folks just really didn't get the CIAA. Because Sanjay, if you didn't go to HBCU, and particularly if you've never been to the CIAA tournament, it is like a mythical, whatever. People are like, you guys are getting so hyped and talking so much, Brandon. I'm right, Brandon? Talking so much about this tournament. What is this tournament? And then the CIAA converged on the city. Another thing that really, really gets me excited is showing our communities and our young folks what Black excellence looks on a large scale. The residual effect that we get from the CIAA, not only to our small and locally owned and women-owned businesses, but also to the hearts and the mind of our residents. I'm excited when we talk about the creation of BORT last year, Black-owned restaurateur. Clap it up for that. Come on, give it up. Where we literally took out-of-towners around to Black excellence as it relates to our restaurant. And this year, when we talk about the expansion of the Black Business Journal, that is things that we're going to continue to grow on and things that you only get in a place like Baltimore. So I'm telling y'all, they're coming home. We told them last year that it was going to be amazing, and I'm telling you this year it's going to be even more amazing. So thank you to each and every one of you, to the vendors, to the business owners, to the residents, to the leaders of the city, and most importantly, to Madam Commissioner for believing in the city of Baltimore. So again, let's have fun come February.
Thank you, Mr. President. Also, I think Ivan Bates is in here somewhere. Is Mr. Bates here? Yeah, so just want to thank him and congratulate him on his new term. Thank you, sir. So at this time, her name was mentioned earlier, but this really could not have happened without the commissioner of this conference. And Jackie McWilliams, if you don't know her, you need to get to know her. She's a great leader of this conference. I mentioned the 10 years that she would have been serving for this conference. Very few women at her level, especially a woman of color, running a conference. Should be applauded for that. But the commission and I, we talk every Friday, and we've been doing that for the last really 3 years to really make sure we're in alignment with one another, because it's a partnership. This is extremely important to both this community and to the CIAA. And so I'm really proud of her leadership, and I couldn't ask for a better partner to make sure the CIAA is successful in Baltimore. So this time, please join me in welcoming Ms. Jackie McWilliams.
People, you don't have to ask the question, why Baltimore anymore? Baltimore is why. Where are you? I love it. First, just a sense of gratitude. Let me just thank you all for your protection, your covering of this amazing conference and brand. The CIAA is special, and every time I hear, I'm a fan of my own conference. Can I be a fan of my own conference? Because I'm buying my tickets too. So it is important to understand why this conference is so important. One, because we have great leadership. Dr. Bro, thank you and the Bowie State family for how you have evolved the way that we do business and how we get better, blacker, and bigger every day. I think that's cute. BBB. In Baltimore, so that's BBB. But thank you so much. Our board of directors, I can't work for a better group of presidents who allow me to breathe and allow me to live and thrive. Not just strive, not just thrive, I'm thriving in the most beautiful way in this conference because of these students and these student athletes. As a former student athlete at Hampton University, one of our founders, and LG, Howard is a founding member and was a part of CIAA before they went to the MEAC, and so they are a part of our history. Lincoln University, Shaw, first Black institution in the South, and Virginia Union University, who's playing this weekend in the playoffs for the NCAA. I couldn't be more prouder to be a part of an organization that has presence not regionally, locally, but nationally. The CIAA is in the books. We were founded in Washington, D.C. You all know the story, in 1912. This tournament is going to be 78 years old, I believe. I'm celebrating 10 years of a bunch of growth, a bunch of growth. And what I'm most proud about is that as the leader of this conference, I've had the support to uplift and empower everybody, even myself and my daughter. The strength of this conference is important because you are in this room and you've made the investment, not just because you want to have a party, but you want to allow this basketball tournament to impact your community in a way that no other event in the country does. I know it because I've been to some of them. It's special. Our athletic directors, A.T.N. Thomas, Winston-Salem State University, who is the president of our Management Council and President's Council. These individuals take their own time to make sure that this conference is standing strong and leadership is empowering our students. And every decision that we make is not my decision, it's our decision based on our board to ensure these student athletes can play the games they love and graduate from 12 great member institutions that we get to celebrate in 94 days. So close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Envision yourself in this brand new, bad arena. I walked in there today with dust on my shoes, but it's okay, it wasn't these. But imagine yourself walking to that venue. Your ticket in hand is actually on your phone because we will no longer sell tickets in hand, we do digital. We have upgraded to digital ticketing. But you're gonna walk in this building, you're gonna find your seat, get general session, you can sit wherever you want, high or low, middle, side to side. VIP, that's another conversation. Not everybody will get that, but it's okay. The intent is that you see yourself walk into this building and you see 22 games, 24 student athletes on national televised television, ESPN, and all of our platforms getting ready to put a crown on a champion in the Charm City on that Saturday. But let me remind you, with your eyes closed, if you don't have a ticket, you'll miss out on why we're here. Let me remind you, if you don't have a ticket, you're not gonna be able to get in because we don't have credentials for you. Get your tickets. Now open your eyes. You just helped me envision we're about to sell out this venue. That's vision. So, Al, Mayor, past, present, future, thank you so much for allowing me, Dr. Bro, to move this conference in a way that we have never seen. Mind you, all the numbers we reached last year, we were coming out of COVID. 19 was easy, $1 million. Hotels will be packed, venue will be packed, the streets will be packed, and everybody works for the CIAA. So you all have a responsibility to carry the brand, protect the brand, and make sure that this Charm City of Baltimore, the memories will last forever, for every sponsor, for every little girl and little boy as we celebrate 50 years of Title IX, let me keep talking, that gave me access and all the women in here and young men and boys the opportunity to get a degree, to be an educator, and to be a commissioner. I have much gratitude for leading this conference and so thankful for this moment and for the leadership and the partnership I have with the city of Baltimore. So thank you. And Clyde, as I look at you, thank you for being the leader with ATN as our athletic directors are representing, and we'll go back and tell all the great stories of how we're going to continue to build the legacy, the leadership, and the community of the CIAA. I am Jackie McWilliams Parker, and I am CIAA for life. Thank you.
So one other little nugget that you should know about from this past year's tournament. The African American businesses here in Baltimore we spent over $1 million with those African American businesses here in Baltimore City. That had never been done in any other community before. So thank you for that support. We want to continue to do that. This tournament is a big budget. It's about $4.5 million to pull this tournament off. And I mentioned the scholarship dollars earlier. So there are a lot of folks who are raising money in the local community. I really want to give a shout out to Zach McDaniels. He's always in the back, but Zach is really he's the visionary to really make this happen, and his support day one was extremely important for us to make this happen. This year, we're honored for 2023's tournament to have two great co-chairs to help us raise money. And I would like for both of them to come forward now. Janet Curry, President with Bank of America, and also Brian Pinnock, CEO of Care First.
All right, so truth be told, they actually offered to give us handheld mics, but we thought it'd be more fun to let you watch us adjust to the proper height for each of our two speakers tonight.
So, and he told me my mic needed to be down here.
We had no idea they tied them together, though.
It's all good.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be up here with Janet Curry, my friend and co-host this year. For us, as we think about this, as we listen to the speakers that we've heard from already tonight, this is an incredible opportunity. It's an opportunity to lift up our city, our communities, our assets on a national stage. It's an opportunity to show, to express what we're capable of accomplishing together. Not just as local communities, not just as a business community, but as one community. This tournament is a platform, and it is about sports and competition. It's absolutely about that. But it's about so much more than that. It's about what we're capable of when we invest together, when we share goals together, when we execute together, when we deliver together. And the real measure of impact of this tournament will not just be the final score of the final game, it'll be the number of lives affected, not just in February of 2023, but for years to come, and the change in trajectory that we can partner to accomplish. I know Care First is committed to that impact. I know our partners at Bank of America are also committed to that impact.
That's right, Brian. Bank of America has a long tradition of investing in the communities where we work and play. And again, this is a tournament that has everything we care about. You've heard about the economic impact. You don't always see that in a sponsorship, but again, this really provides that on a large scale. Bankers like to round up, so they've been saying 19.6. I only say 20 million, right? We've talked about the jobs. Obviously, we need people to have jobs, right? We've talked also, though, about the energy that the city has, the narrative that we have the opportunity to write, rewrite, and share, showing the world, quite frankly, that Charm City is a place that folks want to be. So again, as an HBCU grad, I know that HBCUs have the power to educate our Black students in a way no other universities do. So though I am not a CIAA HBCU grad, we all have mad love for each other. And again, this is like homecoming and family reunion coming together. So we are just excited to be a part of it. We really thank Zach in particular for coming and making the ask, because this is a time that our employees like to have fun. They'll come out and volunteer. Many of them are graduates of CIAA schools. And so, you know, they will come and they will volunteer, they will watch games, they will attend parties, and again, just participate in this ecosystem and this community that is Charm City. So again, we are proud sponsors, glad to be here, and we know you all feel that same way, so let's go.